What's up, family? Welcome back to yet another valuable video. I'm so excited for this because today I actually caught 2 trades just within the London session. So that means I'm actually done trading for the day, and I'm so excited to actually teach you this, teach you what I always see in the market. So it's almost like you're going through my thought process as you watch this, and I believe the more you watch my episodes when I break down the trades that I've got, the more you're gonna become a better trader. You learn by imitation and repetition. And of course, when you begin to watch and repeat what I do and imitate what I do in the markets, definitely you're gonna start to see success because you're following a man that is seeing success within his trading journey. Otherwise, it was not an overnight thing. You know, guys, it takes consistency to get to the level that I am, but I believe it may be faster when you follow me as I take this trade. So make sure, family, before we get into the chart and I break it down for you, make sure you do subscribe, like, and also share this video with your friends and family. God bless. Let's jump into the chart. Okay, so I am on NASDAQ here. I took NASDAQ and DAX. So I am on NASDAQ, as you can see, and I took this buy over here and I also gave it to the signal group. It was just amazing, right? DAX was a bit tricky, but I did catch DAX. Unfortunately, on the signal, it closed on a loss. It did not hit take profit 1 or 2 because I just normally give them multiple take profits, right? But I'm gonna show you exactly how we did this, or rather how I did this. So as you can see, in fact, when it gets to be on the structure right here, I'm just gonna show you quickly what was happening here. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you how I was seeing the markets in terms of before that actual big move took place within the London session. Absolutely amazing, right? As we can see, we're on the 5-minute structure. I could have went to the 1 hour. I could advise you as a beginner, you may go to the 1 hour. In fact, let's just go there right now just to show you. So on the 1 hour, we can definitely see that structure. Let me just zoom it out here. We can definitely see structure was so bullish. I mean, we can definitely see here's this bullish move. I did actually predict on my forecast for the month that we'll be actually seeing the market being bullish before it can get to sell off, right? So this bullish rally here that's taking place is exactly what it's actually doing, right? Yesterday it didn't move much because it was a holiday, so we're getting actual movement today. Hence I did not trade NASDAQ yesterday, I traded DAX. So as you can see, the market is bullish. Apart from that, the market is bullish. There is a lower high right here, right? And if we were to go to the smaller time frame, this would be our lower high that we may potentially use as a change of character if we want to predict sells, right? Because when we're talking about a change of character, we're talking about when the market breaks a lower high in terms of to really get us that sell. So let's say something like this, okay, and it breaks that lower high. We can now say, because it has broken this point, we can now sell, or we're in a selling market. And that's exactly what I was looking for if I was gonna start looking for sells in this regard. So as you can see over here, a lot of people could have interpreted that as a point where the market was gonna come into and actually sell. So we have a lot of people saying we're taking this as an order block and we're expecting the market to sell, but that is not what exactly happened. So with that being put onto place, I need you to always kind of really scan where the markets are, and your 1 hour time frame for your intraday analysis or trades is very crucial. So in this case, trend bias was already established for me. Therefore, I was just going to look for structure and trade according to that. So I'll go back to, let's say, the M15. Let's just play it back. As you can see, if the market was gonna sell, it was supposed to break this point because this was the last point that was actually pushing the market up. If one did not take that point from a M5 perspective, this was the last point that actually pushed the market up I'm gonna take it there right now. This was the last point that created this impulse before we can have this pullback. So that now that we're in this pullback, it was quite really obvious that I am looking for buy opportunities. So what I was now doing, as you can see, I did give you guys a pattern. I'm not sure if it was yesterday or previously, right? To say whenever there's a fair value gap, look to your left. You should see a higher high or a lower low depending on the trend. This is going to help you to navigate exactly where to buy and sell. In this regard, I did not get the entry right there, hence you can see my entries here, but my stop loss was below that, because when a candlestick closed right here, it was an engulfing candle that I took as confluence. Okay, so sometimes it's not really that important to enter right at the rejection. It's nice because it gives you a very tight stop loss. If I entered something like entering a trade here, right, but I did not, but didn't mean that I was now late for this one. Again, engulfing pattern, fair value gap right here, so it was only right to actually take this trade in line with the trend. So therefore I could trust and believe that it was gonna just give me a nice profitable trade, as you can see as we close off right here. So this was the NASDAQ trade that I did. I just took let's just see, this was a 1:3, so the stop loss was about 19 points and then 62 points, as you can see. Now I want to go to DAX. DAX was on some steroids today, right? It was crazy, mad crazy when it came to market movements, right? I did give this setup as well in the mentorship group, and they did catch the sell exactly as I caught it. Only group that did not catch the sell exactly how we caught it was the signal group, because I only gave an entry right when the market was here, and their take profit was like few pips, and the market turned around and just hit them at break even, some losses. Okay, but at least they got to profit all the way on that NASDAQ trade that we took 3 profits. Okay, so now with this one it was quite simple, right? Again, it's easy to trade DAX because we do have the DAX opening bell that actually, you know, rang. So I know for exactly this is exactly what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna play it back here because this was the trade that we caught beautifully. So when it came to this trade right here, I saw this order block. At first, in fact, I was actually seeing this one right here as I was just waiting. I was seeing this order block right here as I was just waiting. Okay, but as this candle began to close in, I was getting uncomfortable to take my trade there. Therefore, what I did, I just ended up sending a setup where this was the order block. It was not mitigated. We had this liquidity over here, and I did also see that there was a fair value gap. So what I just did, I just combined my order block with that fair value gap, as you can see when it was engulfing that candle of that order block. So I combined both of them to be my order block and my fair value gap, and I was just waiting for it to actually just spike into this, and that's how I took my entry. So in this regard, it was quite easy because structure from the previous day was already bearish. As you can see, that sell that we caught yesterday, so structure was already bearish, and therefore it was actually giving me a nice deep pullback. So as you can see, this deep pullback in the market, I was expecting it to hit all over here. Now this was a 1:7 ratio, so 8 points, and we got 63 points over here, and it played out quite quickly, but at the same time nerve-wracking. I will show you, because immediately this candle came about and I sold as it started doing here. I sold with just a small trade right here. Once it did that and it got to this levels here where there's some demand, I started closing. But again, people in my group, they were expecting it to go just a little bit further, of which I also took that sentiment and say, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, and I waited for it to actually come back to this level, and that's what we did. So it came back into that, and I traded all the way into my take profit very, very beautiful trade. But when it started pulling back, it was quite nerve-wracking. But as you can see afterwards, it just used this as support and went all the way to a bullish market. Okay, so in fact it was now following the H1. So if you followed the 1 hour bias, that means you could have got a buy in this regard, because many of you probably, as you can see, this was yesterday's sell that we got over here. So if many of you followed the trend bias, you could have actually took this buy here. But I took this sell because when you go to the 1 hour bias, the last point that pushed the market up was actually broken yesterday. Okay, so I'll just show you right here. So this last higher low that the market in this bullish trend, it was broken yesterday by this sells. So that's why I actually ended up taking the sells right here. So I could have been totally wrong, but of course I was right, and I was not greedy into targeting take profits here. I just took it at the next lower low. Okay, so I just hope that this just helps you. One thing to take away from this teaching today is that the 1 hour bias is very powerful when it comes to intraday trading. So if you can use that in line with whatever strategy, trading, analysis method that you use, it's gonna really make your accuracy and take it to the next level. God bless you. If you really did enjoy this video, make sure you do subscribe for more content like this. If you want to learn from us, there is a link in the description of our video where you can get our website. Go ahead and enroll and be part of a great trading community. I'm signing out.